what's up, shitheads? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to be riding around on the new Ghostcat F4X. This bad boy is a 2200 watt Hintock motor, 3300 watts peak, light, great suspension. This bike is a ton of fun and it offers a different experience from pretty much every other e-bike that's out right now. And today we're going to go over all of that and see, is the Ghostcat F4X the right bike for you? Well, let's find out. Now, this is an upgrade to the F3X Pro, which was a 52 volt system. Now this is a 60 volt and it sports a 2200 watt nominal, 3300 watt peak Hintock motor in the rear, 20 by 4 inch tires. This one has CST Scout tires, but pretty sure if you order one now, all of them going forward are going to have Maxxis tires, which are a more off-road oriented tread. And honestly, I would prefer those over the CST Scout. These are good tires, but these are mainly a street oriented tread. Comes in at about 85 pounds, significantly lighter than the vast majority of other e-bikes on the market. This is an upgraded swing arm. This frame looks the same, but it's from a different manufacturer, so it's slightly different. This has a single speed drivetrain. The F3X Pro had a 7 or 8 speed. Now this is only a single speed, and honestly, pedaling is kind of an afterthought on this bike. As you can see, the geometry is not very well. It's more for just legality purposes. Hey look, officer, this has pedals. This is a 60 volt, 25 amp hour battery with 1500 watt hours of capacity. When I was in Southern California earlier this year, we rode around one day and we got about 30 miles of range, which I feel is really good, especially considering how much power this bike puts out. Right here in the front, we have a
I'm not a smart man.
KKE dual crown fork. This is a very nice fork. We have your compression settings there on the top, and at the bottom here we have your rebound. You can see this bike also has these nylon battery straps, which is nice they added that. They may not look the best, but when it just mounts the battery to the frame, this thing has a tendency to wobble around a little bit. These battery straps just really make this nice and solid. You have this motorcycle style seat. They have Tapia seats available as well if you're into that. Another change they made from the F3X Pro is the F3X Pro had the controller box right here, and one of the first things that happened on mine is the rear wheel went up, hit the controller box and broke it. So I ended up moving mine over here, and as you can see, by default, this is where the controller box is located on the F4X. Now this F4X comes with beast mode programming. If you got your F4X before this, it would have came with different programming. But fear not, if you want to upgrade to the beast mode, you can send in your controller to Ghostcat, reference your order number, and they will update it free of charge. I'll put the address and all the information for that in the description of this video if you want. The beast mode controller, what it does is it's a more aggressive throttle mapping, and they up the thermal cutoff on here. Because one of the first times I rode this, it would get thermal cutoff and it reduces the power output. And it was pretty noticeable, and from what I understand with beast mode tuning, it's less prone to do that, but we'll find out in today's ride. This has a 60 volt 4 amp charger. It'll charge this 25 amp hour battery in about 5 hours. We have these 4 piston hydraulic disc brakes front and rear with 203 millimeter rotors. XOD handles, the handles feel great. The brakes on this bike are pretty nice. Fully adjustable rear KKE shock. Here you have rebound on the bottom, and you have your compression up there on top, as well as you can add more preload to the shock by cranking down that spanner nut right there. One thing I do have to say, these bikes ship very springy with the suspension, so plan on adjusting your compression right away to give this a much better ride, because right out of the box, these things are very bouncy. But guys, you didn't click on this video to talk about the specs and features alone, right? We came here to go ride this bad boy, and that's what we're gonna go do. So come on guys, without further ado, let's get out there and experience the Ghostcat F4X. All right guys, we are out and about on the Ghostcat F4X. Currently this bike sells for $2,999 or $3,000. You can use coupon code SHOOTTHECHIT to save yourself a little bit of money off that. As always, it's available at the link in the description of this video. Using the link does help support the channel, and I appreciate that very much. I live on the Delta, and you'll see these big ships come through, and you guys, I like big boats, and I cannot lie. Right out the back, guys, I can tell you this beast mode programming is a lot more powerful, and you get a bigger initial torque hit on this than you did with the default programming on this bike. So this may not be for the faint of heart, because you hit the throttle in here, you better be prepared. And I think the way the suspension and weight is set up on this bike, it accentuates the fact that it wants to pull the front wheel up. So it's gonna take a little bit of getting used to. Now, currently I'm in pedal assist 2, and the throttle is limited to about 18 miles an hour, so I think that's pretty nice. So you can just slap this thing in pedal assist 2 or 1 and vary your speed accordingly depending on your circumstances. So you want to cruise around at a lower speed, this bike's got you covered. Noticing too, this Hintok motor is fairly quiet. Some of these Hintok motors can be pretty loud. Pedal assist 1, throttle only, looks like our speed's limited to right about 10 miles an hour. So that is nice. So if you find yourself in different scenarios, you want to go slower, yeah, just turn down the pedal assist and it's got you covered. Which means this is in fact a speed-based cadence system, meaning each level of pedal assist will limit your speed to a certain number. But one thing Kevin said, he's like, don't take this thing on stairs. So we're gonna listen to Kevin. We're not gonna be doing any stairs. So as I mentioned, this bike is significantly lighter than most e-bikes. It's around 85 pounds, which is about the same weight as the F4X Pro, which is nice. And this makes it so much easier to carry around and lift upstairs. I live on the second story of an apartment, so every time I ride my bike, I have to take it up and down the stairs. Now at 85 pounds, it feels light as a feather and makes these steps no problem at all. So this bike does come to you in class 3 operation. In order to unlock it, you have to go in here. The default code is 2000. You set your amperage up to 55 amps or 60 amps, which is the amperage of the controller. And then you're gonna set your speed limit to max it out, and that unlocks your Ghostcat F4X. So don't think you got a dud if you get this thing out of the box and you get on it and it's not as fast as you're expecting. Being that this is a nimble bike means we should make easy work of the planks of doom. I do wish this bike had the Maxxis tires. So if you're gonna get one going forward, you should have the Maxxis tires, which is like some of my favorite tires that I've had on any e-bike. But nevertheless, we are now on the planks of doom. Let's see how well it does. Now, I'm definitely not gonna come through here in full power mode because this throttle is very jumpy in PAS5, which I'll demonstrate in a minute. But, oh yeah, we're coming through here quick. So far, no problems at all. Even past somebody on the planks, no problem. That's a first. Oh yeah, that was probably the easiest Planks of Doom experience I've had on any bike so far. This thing is nimble, fast. You can change directions on it really quick. One thing I'm not fond of on this bike is the kickstand setup. So this kickstand, if you watch it in any slow motion or if you feel it when you're on the bike, you'll hear it. It's long and it just rattles all around. Unfortunately, I mean, most kickstands are just not the greatest. You have to put a really heavy spring on them to prevent them from rattling around. And unfortunately, this one rattles around. So guys, if the kickstand's gonna be a deal breaker for you, maybe the F4X isn't the bike for you after all. I told Kevin, hey, look, no problem, guy. You don't want me to do stairs? I won't do stairs. Okay, here we go. Curb of Destiny. Oh, we're on it, we're on it. Oh! Did about halfway, got some fans along the way. So no, this thing felt pretty easy to control on that. I'm telling you, but once you do it in real life, you really psych yourself out. Okay guys, here we are, we're gonna do a little top speed run. Let's see how fast this bike goes, throttle only. We are in pedal assist 5, got 15, 20, 30, 35, you feel a bit of wind right now, 40, and that's right at what this bike is advertised at, 40 mile an hour top speed. Now, you might be able to get 1 or 2 miles an hour faster than that, but for all intents and purposes, this bike is a 40 mile an hour e-bike. From 10 to 35 miles an hour, this bike is gonna be cruising there no problem. But I'm finding myself really liking the speed-based cadence system. Typically, I prefer a power-based cadence system, where it just gives you a set amount of power per speed level. But since I'm not pedaling that much on this bike due to the nature of the pedals, I like this speed-based cadence system because you can modulate how fast you go based on what pedal assist level you're in, rather than how fast you're pedaling, because you're not going to be really pedaling. So it is nice. I do prefer a speed-based cadence system in a bike that's configured such as this one. And with the CST tires, it has its benefits. But you guys know, you'll probably have the Maxxis version and you won't be able to do that. But guys, you can live vicariously through me and enjoy the tire screeching. But yeah, this bike is equally at home on the street as it is off-road. Okay, now we're gonna get off the boring road and get back on a nice bike trail here. But fear not, guys, you're gonna be able to go pretty much anywhere you want to on this bike, as seen here. This has enough torque to climb really steep hills, and even me, I'm about 245 pounds, 6'2", and this bike doesn't have a problem carrying me around. So a lot of the times on big bikes, I have to get kind of a rolling start to get that up that hill right there. Not on this one, they're just flying right up that hill. This is an E-Moto with pedals is what this is. Really confidence-inspiring suspension here. I just wanted to point out something here. I did move the strap over a little bit, and I have a feeling this is going to stay much better, but time will tell. Guys, when you're on the Ghostcat F4X, you always got to stay strapped. This is much different than those typical slower, heavier, cumbersome e-bikes. This thing, you just rip around, have fun. Almost all e-bikes are like 100 pounds now. This being 85, this feels like a feather when you move it around. It's so much, it's hard to explain. Like, this is still not light, but it feels so much more playful. Here's what I look like, guys. I'm 6'2". As you can tell, like I said, pedaling is definitely an afterthought on this bike. I'd say it's like posting about politics on Facebook. Sure, you're doing something, you're just not making a difference. Okay, guys, time for everybody's absolute favorite part of the review, the brake test. So let's see how well the brakes work on the Ghostcat F4X. Yeah, these brakes grab really well. These are some really nice brakes. The street-oriented tread on the CST is going to stop better on asphalt such like this, but rest assured, guys, the brakes on this bike are up to the task. I also did want to point out this has motorcycle-style brakes, rear brakes on the left, front brakes on the right. Well, being that there's no rear battery, let's see, this thing got any wobble? No. Ghostcat F4X is really solid. I really like this KKE front fork. I rode one other e-bike that has the same one, and this is my favorite e-bike fork that I've tested to date. So far, you know, I can't say definitively or not, but I do like this rear shock. It feels up to the task. I did crank down the preload on the spring a bit because I'm a heavier rider. I upped the compression and adjusted the rebound accordingly, and yeah, this is a nice, comfortable ride. Oh man, this bike probably does that the best out of any bike. So the initial programming on this controller, if it felt like strong resistance from a stop, it would really pull back the power. So now you can definitely tell from a dead stop, this thing just gives it way more power without trying to restrict anything. This is gonna be like the ideal bike you have if you're like young at heart, because if you like goofing off while you're riding, you see a little side trail or curb or something like that, you wanna goof off and have fun, this is definitely gonna be the bike for you because it's much more playful and the suspension is gonna allow you to do a lot more stuff like that without getting yourself in a bad situation. The suspension on this is like miles better than most other bikes. Okay, time for everybody's second favorite part of the review, the hill test. Now, the hill of misery, this is gonna be no problem. Spoiler alert, this bike's gonna have no problem with it. But we're at the beginning now. I'm already gonna have to lay off the throttle because we'll be going too fast. Yeah. This thing is just crushing this hill. 22 miles an hour, no problem. We're slowing down a little bit, but yeah, it just, no problem. Wow. Okay, I had to let off the throttle there because we're going too fast. This thing absolutely crushed the hill of misery. This F4X is a very, very capable hill climber, especially for a hub-driven e-bike. If you're only gonna have one e-bike, I mean, if you're one of those people that only has one e-bike, I mean, this would probably be a decent option for you. The only thing you're really not gonna be able to do on this thing is do significant pedaling. We're gonna do the extended hill climb test. Now, this is steep here, but it's not the steepest part yet. 10 miles an hour, we made it. Now, probably gonna need a little bit of a running start to do this because this hill is absolutely absurd, guys. We'll see, is beast mode up to the challenge? I don't think I've had any e-bike, hub-driven e-bike, make it up this hill yet. We're still going, 25, 22. Oh man, we're still in the game, we're still in the game, 8 miles an hour. This bike absolutely hates me right now. I haven't pedaled at all yet. Oh, I'm gonna have to pedal a little bit. Wow, that gave it a valiant effort. Almost did it, throttle only, but the Ghostcat F4X did, in fact, make it up to the top of this hill, which is absurdly steep. What fun are going up the hills if you can't go back down, right? And we are off. Woo! Flying, absolutely flying down this hill. So One thing I do have to say though, this beast mode programming is jumpy off the line. Once you get going, it's fine, but from a dead stop, if you're not paying attention, this thing like really lunges forward. So not for the faint of heart. So you guys have it, it's the Ghostcat F4X. This is one of my favorite bikes, 2025. Some things I really love about it, it's light, it's nimble, it's got great suspension, it looks cool, and you're gonna get a range of about 30 miles. Some things I'm not too fond of, you know, so far the strap has come loose, but I think putting it there has fixed it. And the pedaling isn't the most ergonomic. But overall, guys, I really like this bike. You're gonna be definitely seeing it some more around here. And if you're interested in ordering one, you can use the link in the description of this video. Coupon code SHOOTTHECHIT to save yourself, I believe, $50 off that price currently. And doing so does help support the channel. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.